Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another trade recap. And today, finally, we have broken the losing streak. We caught a nice little trade today on a fresh eval. So that is awesome. I'm so pumped about finally ending this losing streak. It's been a real mess. It's been annoying having to deal with it, but it's just a part of the game. I'm really something I took out of this these past couple of weeks of continuous losing, not having trades go my way is that I never once lost fear of what's it called, entering trades. I was still pretty confident in my ability to read technical analysis. And yeah, I think that's something really positive to look at. Not having any fear, even though I kept losing and losing and losing, as you guys can see here. August has not been very friendly to me. We only have 2 wins in August. The first day of August and today, of course. But yeah, let's get right into this trade recap, starting with our pre-market analysis. As always, we start on the higher time frame. So you guys can see, yesterday we dumped a lot, creating bearish CISD. So what do? I mark out this premium wick right here in the quadrants just because we're below it, meaning we should find some resistance around these levels. What else do we know? Yeah. Oh, I also noted that we are inside of a weekly busy, so this means that we could turn around and go higher at any point, so something to be cautious about. Moving on to the 4 hour, we see that we created this bearish IFG. I noted from this swing high to this swing low, the 50% mark, which is equilibrium. I wanted price to come back all the way up here, tag into this bearish IFG, and then look for shorts just so we could be in a premium. Because if you guys know, you want to be shorting in a premium and longing when you're in a discount. I also noted these two fair value gaps right here. As we can see, we inverse this one. But yeah, I marked out this swing low as our minor sell side and this daily swing low as our primary sell side. Moving on to the 1 hour time frame, we see that during Asia session we respected this 1 hour bearish fair value gap. We created a swing high, being our minor sell side target for the day. As you guys can see, it perfectly aligns with consummate encroachment of this gap. Just something pretty cool. And going into that 9 a.m., 10 o'clock candle close, we see that we displace very high during 8 o'clock. So it looks like we are going to create a 1 hour busy at 10 o'clock. So something just to be cautious about. And yeah. On the 15-minute time frame, we see that we created this this bullish fair value gap, tapped in, and started displacing higher. I marked out all these swing highs. And yeah, like I said, well, I guess I haven't said, we did create a bullish break of structure, closed over this swing high and this swing high, came back down, respected this 15-minute bullish fair value gap, and it delivered us all the way up here. So for my notes, I said on the daily, I said massive bearish candle yesterday. Excuse me, guys. Oh man, you gotta stay hydrated. So yeah, on the daily time frame, I said bearish candle yesterday, created bearish CISD, traded into the weekly bullish fair value gap. Want us to start displacing higher. And then just the premium wicks. On the 4 hour, I said the bearish IFG right above equilibrium range. Great shorting opportunity if price does end up trading all the way higher. I said haven't created a bullish IFG. This will be the first sign of bullish PA. So we have all these SIBIs right here that I want to see get disrespected and turn into bullish IFGs, just for us to become more bullish. Dropping down to the 1 hour notes. I said, looks like we're going to create this 1 hour busy. We'll look to take longs out of the gap if it does get created. Minor buy side is a swing high inside the 1 hour SIBI. The SIBI has been respected so far. I want to see a strong candle close above the gap just to confirm bullish price action. On the 15-minute, I said massive busy. Want these Peter Rays to be respected and deliver us higher. Bullish break of structure and bullish market structure shift. And yeah, for overall, my notes were bullish until we hit equilibrium of the 4 hour range. We'll look for longs out of the 15-minute busy. If this gets disrespected, I will instantly flip bearish. So this 15-minute busy I'm talking about is this purple box. Bullish market structure has begun to take place on lower time frames. It makes sense because we tapped into the weekly busy. Need to stay patient and try not to force anything. So going into the session, New York AM session, we open up and create a 120-point open range gap. I expect consummate encroachment to get hit at this point. But yeah. So what ends up happening within the first 10 minutes of market open, we immediately start dumping down. We reach consummate encroachment of that opening range gap. And what happens whenever we do this before 10 o'clock, it usually means that we're going to fill the entire gap. This gap right here, these turquoise lines. So I know that we filled the entire gap. And then I said we have relative equal highs on the 15-minute time frame. Need to see where we close in 4 minutes. Could create a bearish IFG. And then I also noted that 1 hour busy that could have been formed during pre-market, I noted that it is no longer a possibility since we traded all the way lower. So what do I see? With this first 15-minute candle close, we closed below consummate encroachment of the 15-minute busy. So at this point, I was pretty bearish. My bias flipped back to bearish. We created this 5-minute SIBI right here. And I said if we decide to flip back to bullish, we first need to see if the 5-minute SIBI disrespected. So I was going to stick to my bearish bias until we disrespect this 5-minute gap. So what happens, we trade up, hit this 5-minute SIBI right here, and we create a bearish IFG. And I was trying to get my risk management in place, trying to get as close to $1,000 in risk since it is an eval. And as soon as I was about to enter, price dump without me immediately going to my TPs. So I missed out on this first beautiful short. All the way to my sell side targets. And I said just missed out on shorts. Reason behind the short, bearish PA, bearish 15-minute candle close relative to the 15-minute busy. Tapped into the 5-minute SIBI. High time frame bearish. Not sure what I meant by that, but whatever. Bearish IFG 30 seconds. And we had relative equal lows. So boom, as you guys can see, this trade would have worked out beautifully. Unfortunately, like I said, we did not get filled for this, which is okay. It is what it is. So after that, after this move right here, so we come up. I'm trying to find it. Yeah. Sorry guys. Yeah, so this is the move from that 30-second short. We come up and retrace into another 5-minute SIBI, resweeping the lows, and then we create a bullish reaction on the 1-minute time frame. And as you guys can see here, there is a bullish SMT with ES, and Q managed to sweep out this low. ES didn't. and there was a higher time frame bullish bullish SMT. Again on ES, NQ just swept a lot lower lows compared to ES, so that's just a little bullish confirmation. So we get tagged in right here in this candle, immediately start going down into this 4-hour busy right here, and yeah, but eventually we do find some support, and we trade to my break-even point. So I go break-even, and after that break-even point, we start displacing higher, eventually hitting my TP. As you guys can see here, these were my notes. I had bullish 1-minute IFG, support from 4-hour busy, bullish SMT, unmitigated 15-minute busy above us. That should have been Sibby. And turtle soup entry. What I mean by that is what do I mean by that? As you guys can see here, this initial trade delivered us all the way down to here, and we began retracing higher, creating no no bullish IFGs, at least on the higher time frame. And then what do? We end up catching some resistance and re-sweeping this low that already swept out other lows. So what is this called? It's called the turtle soup. And usually you're pretty good to go whenever this happens, a re-sweep of a high or a low. And yeah. And it was a nice little 1.43 risk reward win. But yeah, feels good to be back on the win column. I hope you guys enjoyed this trade recap. If you have any questions, comment down below. Peace.